Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's Elliott here, recording in live from Entrepreneur Circle HQ, and we are back with a cheeky little vlog for you today. So it is currently the 6th of January, and today we have got a live webinar. If you've been around my channel, you know, guys, we love a cheeky live webinar. And so we're starting the year strong, and I thought I'd bring you along for the ride and show you some of the behind the scenes of a day in the life at ECHQ, but a particularly strong day when we're doing one of these live webinars. So it's 1 degree, it's flipping freezing, the snow is out, but that's not going to stop us. So come on, let's go. You would not believe how much snow and salt travels around the office. It's a mess as a result. So we have to get an extra mat. So this is our downstairs training area. We've got a new member fast start day on today. Cool. Well, actually, cool. So when you sign up to join Entrepreneur Circle, we invite you to come down to ECHQ for a fast start day, which is basically an epic day full of content and great food and vibes. So if you stick with coming through there, you might get a little sneak preview of some people in there.
What on?
How are you, sir?
Very well, you?
Very good, very good.
Hey.
That's Matt, he's a definite. We're just going to do a little check-in on the studio. Give you a sneak preview of the set. Oh, we have Mr. Miguel in here. Hello, Mr. Miguel, how you doing?
Going.
So today, this is the studio. This is where the event is going to be broadcasted from. Today's event is all about the revenue recovery system, which is pretty epic. And so this was an idea that I had just before Christmas, basically, because at Entrepreneur Circle we've got 3 core business units. So we have Entrepreneur Circle Core Membership, where people pay £99 a month to get access to a treasure trove of resources, but also our community, a bunch of in-person live events and all sorts of other good stuff. That's what I call a low ticket community. Then we have Genie AI, which is like our software. And so this is a sales and marketing system that businesses use to send out their marketing. It enables people to take action on a lot of the stuff we teach them as part of their Entrepreneur Circle Core membership and actually implement it with the best in class marketing sales software. And then we have Masterplan. And so Masterplan is what I would classify as a high ticket coaching program, and this is where you get very hands-on help and support from our team of about 20 coaches now, which is absolutely epic and legendary. And so for all of those, we do much different marketing, but live webinars are one of our favorite ways to basically sell our stuff. And so we did a live webinar literally yesterday called How to Hit 100K Months, and that was for Masterplan, and it was a roaring success. And so today we'll be swapping the stage out, and we will be getting the revenue recovery system on, and I'll be taking people through what the revenue recovery system is. It's actually quite an interesting concept, because the idea here is that we can actually grow your monthly revenues by like 10, 50, 100 grand per month without spending any more on your marketing and ads, but instead by unlocking and tapping into this lost revenue, which is revenue you're already generating, it's already like sat within your business. You just haven't realized it yet, you haven't captured it yet. And this is through things like actually nurturing your leads, reactivating your old customers, systemizing your review collection and growing your online reputation, and also not missing phone calls, which, you know, believe me, in a lot of businesses in today's day and age is still a massive problem. So we're going to dive into that. It's like a 2-hour presentation with a big pitch at the end, which is going to be awesome. And so hopefully we'll get it all signed up. So Mr. Miguel, he's our chief videographer and studio architect, the man normally behind the camera. But he's been busy recently. He's been upgrading the studio. So we've now got beautiful fiber optic cables. I think, have you got a new camera arriving today as well?
That's it. On a cinema camera.
Oh, a new cinema camera arriving. Miguel's going all in on the quality here, so we have him to thank for how good all of our normal videos look, and these live streams as well. So, God bless Mr. Miguel. This is our little library room where We have intimate meetings or deep reflection sessions. It's very cozy vibes. It's literally January the 6th, so we got back into the office yesterday and we already, bang, had a live webinar on the first day and bang, we've got another live webinar on the second day. Because what a lot of people don't realise in business is that January is like the best time of year to advertise. If you sell anything that helps people improve their lives or become a better person in any way, shape or form, then January is just like the best time ever. And it's for two reasons. Number one, you get the whole new year, new me aura that pushes people to want to make this positive change in their life. And so people are more likely to make significant decisions at this time of year. But secondly, the cost of advertising is just so damn cheap. And so we start running all of our ads for these webinars today, like on Boxing Day, because the day after Christmas, where ad prices have kind of been slowly climbing, the ad prices just boom, fall off a cliff. So we literally ran the same ads that we were running in November and December, but they were like 50% cheaper. So as a result, we've got twice the amount of people to these webinars, and hopefully we'll get twice the amount of sales. The way these webinars run is that you can't actually buy the thing on the webinar, you've got to book a call. It's the call to action, because we need to qualify people and make sure that we can actually deliver the very grand and bold promises that we say we're going to deliver in the webinars. So whenever we do one, there's always a bit of a time lag between the event, calls getting booked in, and then obviously the conversations and sales taking place. But we are geared up, and so I'm going to show you now some of the things we're doing to get people primed and ready to show up for the webinar, show you some of my slides as well, and I'll show you some of the numbers behind our last webinar, because I think you'll find them quite interesting. So let's go.
Those were the only time bars that I have.
Excellent, amazing. Guys, this is Charlotte. She's my executive assistant. She's been on a very important supply run to keep us well fueled for the live webinar today. So thank you, Charlotte. So let me just give you a very brief synopsis of how we run these live events, because there's actually a lot of pieces. Fundamentally, we run direct response ads on Meta to an opt-in page. The opt-in page has a qualifying question, which then routes someone to one or two thank you pages if they're qualified or unqualified. We do that so we can condition our meta pixel into only tracking the qualified people, so the ads find more qualified people and we get more of them. We then do a bunch of things to get people to show up. So we have indoctrination video ads that basically spam them on Meta, that show our face a lot more and give a bunch more value. We have a bunch of value dense emails that go out. We have your typical show up reminder sequence, which is emails, SMSs and phone calls, but we have the WhatsApp community as well. This is all the stuff we do just to get people who have signed up to actually show up live on event day, which is today. And so one of the personal favorite strategies of mine, and to take with anyone doing any kind of event, any kind of webinar, is you have to be running WhatsApp communities. Now, sorry to all my US friends, because I know WhatsApp isn't much of a thing there. You might want to consider doing this with Telegram, but in the UK, WhatsApp rules, we make these WhatsApp communities, and we are finding in today's day and age, email is packing way less of a punch. Email used to be the primary way in which we could drive communications. Now, it still is a thing and we do it, but it's less impactful. The number one thing we found last year that made the biggest impact on getting people to show up to these webinars is the WhatsApp community. So what is the WhatsApp community? Sorry. The WhatsApp community, we create a WhatsApp community and we then broadcast messages in. So on days like today, we send little sneak previews of the set and we send little reminder messages to people saying, hey, get excited. Pro tip as well, we make a workbook for our live webinars so people can follow along and take notes. And so we drop the workbook in the WhatsApp, and that's a reason for people to join the WhatsApp in the first place. And then we just remind people like, hey guys, we're going live today. This is the epic stuff you're gonna learn. Here's the details, okay? Join the stream at this time and here's the link. We consistently found last year that however many people we got in the WhatsApp group, it was about 75% of them would show up live. So for example, for this webinar, which is a small scale webinar, we've spent maybe £3,000 on ads for this. We've currently got 144 people signed up. So my current prediction would be that 75% of 144, 108 people will turn up today. And that has held true across many webinars now. And so that is kind of our main focus and what we use to gauge how people are actually going to show up. So that is core strategy number 1. So I'm going to send some more WhatsApp videos now. 1 second. Boom. So we've got some people to the live event. That is, first job complete. The second job is we must now present to them in a way that is thoroughly engaging and properly valuable so that we hold their attention long enough to get them to the pitch, but we don't just want to hold their attention, we want to fill it with value so that by the time we get to the pitch they are itching to actually opt in and buy the thing. And so a lot of people's presentation skills are no bueno, especially for webinars. The way most companies teach you how to do webinars, do presentation slides are not so good. Great video on YouTube called Death by PowerPoint. That is some great tips right there. But we pride ourselves on our extremely colourful and fast-paced presentations. So this is the deck I'm going to be running through later on today. It is 397 slides long, and this is for a 2-hour event. So I'll get through 397 slides in 2 hours, which means so I'm averaging 3.3 slides per minute. So that is some rapid fire slides, and that is very intentional, because once you've spent all this money and time and effort to get people there, you need to make sure they are locked in and that they are getting such a high amount of value per second from the event that they're going to stay and for at least 75 to 90 minutes, because that's when the pitch actually begins. And then again, as I said, so they have had so much value in that time, they can't help but join in and opt in for the thing that we're pitching them on. So I'll do a quick little run through of these today to make sure they are all good. But this did work very well last time. And yeah, as you can see, they're very colourful. Every slide should give the presenter the exact prompt of what they need to say. So nothing's scripted, but you're just simply following the slides and you're presenting. And you got to make it fun. We have a lot of images here, we have some cool numbers and calculations. We try and make it as visual as possible, because look, you've got to be entertaining whilst you're educating, okay? And that is the real balance for presenters. So we spend a lot of time. This is probably the biggest piece of work when it comes to creating a live event, and the most integral, because everything relies on this presentation going smoothly. And so this is, 100 hours of work here, probably, is the truth of it. I have ran this webinar before. We did it first as a test in December, and that was as a way to validate the offer, to see whether this new offer that we're selling would be received well, and it did. It was a great success, and so we are now doubling down on it. We've got a webinar for it today, and then again in 2 weeks' time. So we are gripping it and ripping it. Right, time for some food, I think. So, what's on the menu today, I hear you ask? We are currently on the fuel hubs. So we have got a bit of chicken and noodles today. That looks nice. Firecracker chicken and noodles. And we have got, of course, Jack's coconut water. I did a lot of coconut water testing and determined that these guys are the absolute best, so shout out to GX. But yeah, we just had a very nice little festive trip to Mauritius with the family and spent 12 days gorging on food and alcohol in a beautiful all-inclusive resort. And so the new year is here, and so we're hitting it hard. We're trying to get in shape as well and, be our best self in 2026. So even though we have a Chef Edouard, who's full-time on payroll here, that looks after everyone, we've been trying the fuel hubs. I must say, shout out to Fuel Hub, not sponsored, but they are good. So they send you these meals every week. It's like £8 a meal, but the macros are very good. So want some protein, and they're just fucking easy, you know? So I can go stick this sucker in the microwave or the oven for like 3 minutes, and then Bob's your uncle, have a tasty lunch. So for me, I like the efficiency, but also, more importantly, these guys, they use good whole ingredients. So they're not using any seed oils, they're not using any preservatives or dodgy stuff. It's good, whole, hearty ingredients cooked every week. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, much respect to Fiora. And then I've got a few hours to just get in the zone for the webinar. We'll be sending a few more broadcasts out on the WhatsApp group to get people hyped up. And then do the slide run through, get in the zone. I like to hit the gym just before as well to get the blood flowing and make sure we're looking, you know, swole for the stream. But yeah, it's gonna be a good day, guys. Let's go. So Jack's coconut water. Joke's not sponsored, but these guys, best coconut water in the business. Jack, if you're watching this, you want to sponsor the channel, you let me know. Man, but this is nice, honestly. You'd think like, oh, the chicken would be dry, and that's what I thought. I don't know what they do, but it's so juicy every single time. Much respect. Anyway, important to be fueled right for these webinars. 2 hours of presenting is quite long, to be honest. And doing it in the studio is kind of funny, because I can't see what's going on the live stream. I can't see the chat. We have team members that man it, and so you're like presenting for 2 hours to like no one. So you kind of have no idea if it's going well, or if anyone's even there, how people are reacting. And so you just have to really lock in and be in the zone. But I'm looking forward to it. It's good fun. And it's the best way to start January, you know. Most people, they dawdle around in January because they go have a banging Christmas, which is exactly what you should do, but then they fucking enter January like a slug and take ages to actually get into gear, maybe launch some campaigns, you know, midway through January, and then only start to see the results of them in February. Next thing you know, the first month is down the drain. So we work critically on it to make sure that we started January with an absolute bang, and it's why we planned all these campaigns to go live like Boxing Day and first 2 big live webinars on literally the first 2 days back in January. So our sales team now are loaded up. You can see Helena's in there, Audrey's in there, Ben's in there, all cranking through the calls that we booked off the back of the webinar yesterday. And then we've got our other sales guys on the Genie AI side, which is what the webinar today is going to be for, all geared up and ready to take calls this week for this one as well. So it means we're starting January hard. So we're giving ourselves the best chance to get ahead of the year. Because let me tell you, if you get behind in January as well, that fucking sucks. You're going to be playing catch up for the whole flipping year. What a stroke of luck. We managed to bump into Claire, our head of performance here at EC, and she plays a critical role in the running of these webinars. And so, Claire, I'm interested. As someone who's been in the marketing world for many, many years, what's your favourite thing about these live webinars?
I think to be fair, my favourite thing about the live webinars is that they just work. Like, we've done evergreens in the past, we do other marketing funnels as well, but the conversion rates that we get from live webinars is just always top tier. So yeah, I mean, they're a great converter.
Live webinars for the win. And on the flip side then, we're all about, you know, raw honesty and authenticity here on this channel. What is your least favourite thing about live webinars?
The stress. Because it's live and it's not recorded or anything like that, it's just things go wrong. They always go wrong, and it's then having to deal with it going wrong or prepping in case something goes wrong, what the fail-safe is going to be, and putting in all these redundancies. So yeah, they work, but they're very high stress.
Amen to them.
177 in the WhatsApp group?
About 145.
145. Because we've got over 200 registrants.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty decent
We
join.
get a lot more have joined the WhatsApp for this than the 100Ks, proportionately.
Wow. It's interesting you say that, because I've noticed that as well, and I think it's because of the WhatsApp message. So remember when we were having that webhook issue where people weren't automatically being put in, meaning that they weren't getting their confirmation. So I amended it so they would also immediately get, once they sign up, obviously they get the text message, but they also now get a utility WhatsApp. So it's inviting them to join the group. basically, but it reconfirms, you know, you've signed up for this time, this day. So that's interesting. Because then maybe we should incorporate that with the 100K webinar as well.
100%. Yeah, because that's had a big impact. In fact, it was like 1,500 registrants, and it was about 550 in the WhatsApp group, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it's 584 because I checked
584.
when the webinar was on, how many
So
were in
that's
there.
like 35%?
Yeah.
But this one is out of 200, you got 144, so that's 70%.
Yeah.
So that's had a big uplift.
Yeah.
Excellent. We love that.
Yeah.
Lunch has been consumed. We are finally ready. Let me now show you my post lunch pick me up. So, anyone who knows me knows I'm a big fan of coffee, but I'm also a big fan of collagen. So we've got some collagen peptides that we will throw into this coffee to make us extra hench, help our muscle recovery, and also, you know, help protect our hair and nails. You know, I'm nearly 30 now. Can you believe it? Despite my good looks. But I don't want my hair to fall out. So a little bit of collagen goes in here. Normally I put some honey in, but my honey is out of stock. Cop ourselves magical coffee from the magical coffee tap. Here's some more. 4K coffee. Love that. Give it a bit of a stir. Coffee acquired. Back to the work. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the green room and it is approximately 91 minutes until the live event. And so I'm going to do a run through of my slides because I've done this before. Practice is the best. That classic phrase. And so we want to make sure this is delivered eloquently with minimal hesitations and that I absolutely smash it out of the park. So I'm going to do a quick blitz through the slides, get myself in the zone, get psyched up, then we'll go check the studio setup, rip the gym very quickly for the pre-webinar pump, and then get the show on the road. So here we go. Ooh, good little point here. We always make a big deal about how it's live. So we put the date in and we try and reference like current events so that everyone knows it is actually live, because there's real magic in it being live. When something is genuinely live, people are significantly more drawn to it and they stay watching it for a lot longer. So the minute someone thinks something is recorded, their likelihood and probability of dipping out and doing something else just goes up massively. So we always start like saying the date and referencing what's going on, so it really is truly live. So the whole ethos of this kind of webinar is prove to people that we can help them by actually helping them. So we really get into the nitty-gritty of how this stuff works. And my goal is always that people can turn up, and if they just watch the webinar, they could leave and actually implement and get value from the stuff that we've shared. Because if we can do that, then we know a small percentage of people will want our help to implement it, and thus we will get customers from it. But it's not about holding things back or teasing, which is where a lot of people go wrong. It's about giving away everything and then inviting those who want some support to implement it in. Now, I always get hyped up. To be fair, when we go down to the studio and all the lights are set up and I get mic'd up, that's when I start to feel the hype. And as I said, I'll get in the gym at 4, throw some weights around. That gets me pumped up as well. And yeah, just get ready to put on a good show. You know, got to bring the energy. We are getting people to commit a very, serious amount of time with us, and so we must reward that, we must treat it with respect, but ultimately we want to make them have a good time. And so I bring the enthusiasm, we bring the energy, and we're fired up and ready to go. It's a big opportunity because up until this point there's a lot of work that has gone on to get people here, and we've spent a lot of money, not only in ad spend but in cumulative wages that we've paid to our team who have worked on this. It's like a lot of work. So there's quite a sense of pressure for it to go well as well. So that does get you pretty hyped up as well. But right, I think this is good. I think we're gonna fucking smash this. Let's go. Let's go. Step into the lift. Shout out to the cameraman, Yogi. Right, 59 minutes till we go live. So it is time to get in the zone.
Ground floor.
We've got the fuel. We've got the lint roller, a critical tool to ensure we're looking as fresh as possible. Coast is clear. To the studio. Whoa, check this out. The stage is set. This is the real deal. Look at the studio. Underrated tool now. So this is final stage preparation. So as Miguel hooks the laptop up, me and Claire are going to check all the links work, because you don't want to go through all this effort, get people on a live webinar, give them some value, get them foaming in the mouth, ready to buy, and then you send them to a broken link, okay? That is catastrophic error. So we're going to go through, make sure everything's working, check the calendars, check mechanically that all of the marketing works smoothly. Because believe it or not, one of the most common ways most people's marketing fails is simple mechanical failures, i.e. the page doesn't load properly, the page isn't optimized for mobile, the link is broken, there's no availability in the calendar, it's the wrong calendar. Simple things that just throw people off and then you lose the sale. So we have to be very disciplined and make sure we check all of that stuff. When you've got these high quality cameras, you don't have specks of dust on you. Something, even if it's completely fake, there's no one there.
Bolster.
What I did find last time, I think the first time I was a bit unsure with how the presentation was going to land. And I did find when I was like about 60-70% into it,
Yeah.
I did start to think, I was like,
The doubt.
God, is anyone even doing this? Has anyone left? And then I remember seeing the question, that we had questions,
Yeah.
and it like reinvigorated my energy quite a lot.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, I make note of that. Actually, let's manufacture
Yeah.
a few bits of positive feedback throughout.
Okay.
Because it will help maintain image. So if it's real stuff, it's great. So, oh my god, they're going crazy in the chat. So this is the stage where we just check all the QR codes one final time. Check our application forms. Just want to rehearse the pitch. Because you don't want to fuck up the pitch. You don't want to hesitate, you don't want to stumble. Don't want to get caught. Which can happen to me sometimes. So we're going to rehearse the pitch. That is the most important part, to get seamless. Then we're going to get ready. I personally guarantee that if you implement just a fraction of what we share today, you will be on track for one of your best years ever in business. Sending some more WhatsApp messages to the people to get them hyped up. Oh yeah. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the Badmeister. Okay, I'm gonna go for a pre-match tinkle. Turn the microphones off. Then we'll get our pre-match pump on. Hello, chef.
Hello.
Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year, sir.
Oh, you have a new whipped cream dispenser?
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna give you this funny glass more.
Chef, I got everybody before we go. Time for the pre-webinar routine. Just like coming in here throughout the day and just throwing some random weights around, get the body moving, get the blood pumping to enable maximum performance and feel good vibes. You know, energy creates energy. So when you get in here after you've been sat at your desk all day and start throwing some stuff around, really invigorates the mind and the body. At least I like to think so anyway. Intense workout. Only joking, that was about 5 minutes. But we feel good now, the blood is pumping, we're going to be able to give an even better performance. It's time to get back into the studio. very long walk. Phew, we made it. I can see it. Here's the setup we use. Big screen. Now, the screen is right behind me because I move my slides really fast. So, we want it to be easy for people to stay up to speed. I then have my laptop with the presenter view. This would be called your kind of comfort monitor where I can see what's happening. We have the two cameras set up. One is a close-up shot on me and the other is a wide view one that includes the whole TV. That is so we can easily cut in between me speaking direct to the camera and then like talking at the slides. We then have the big screen which is connected to a Google Doc. So say hello, Claire. Wow, look at that, magical. This is how the team communicate with me throughout the stream and also put in the questions for the live Q&A. Let's go to the booth, shall we? And let's see what everyone's doing. So we've got Claire, who you've all met, and Charlotte, who you've also met as well. And then we have Ryan, the other half of the video team. Ryan, can you talk the people through the setup that we've got rocking back here?
Yeah, everything is basically running through floor boxes under the table. Just pretty much run the cables from the back of the Mac through capture cards and things to get the screens up and to run two C70s. And then it runs up through there to the two tripods, which are basically recording the whole thing. And then that goes into OBS, where everything is set up with the individual cameras and another screen. And then we have the Stream Deck, which will switch between the cameras. And that streams onto Vimeo. And that's pretty much all of it.
Boom, that's how the boys are going to control this masterpiece. Claire's going to be in the live chat, making sure people are loving it, engaging.
I'm definitely going to ask them where everyone is.
Yeah, and then later on ask them what business they are. That always goes down well. You want to have a successful, engaged live chat during these webinars because, you know, it adds additional psychological persuasion because if people are seeing a busy live chat, it shows more people are tuning and watching it, which shows more people are interested, which shows more people are likely to buy the thing. And if there's a genuine capacity limit on the thing, which there is, it's going to push people to buy it. And it's going to make people more confident to make a decision when they see other people engaging and also thinking that it is a good decision as well. That, you know, it affirms their beliefs and makes them more likely to take action. Right, time to get in the zone. T-minus 5 minutes until we go live. It is game time. We're fully focused now. The team are set up. I'm ready. Time to channel my inner Zen warrior and deliver a cracking presentation. So, wish me luck.
3, 2, 1.
Whew, there you go, guys. 1 hour 45 minutes. We sped through. I think it went well, but now we'll need to check the results. We had a few good questions at the end from some interested prospects. It's time to go see the fruits of our labour. But a good session. A bit of self-awareness, constructive criticism. I could have nailed the offer a bit better, to be honest. I need to revisit those slides and make it a bit more powerful. But otherwise, pleased with the presentation overall. But, you know, my thoughts don't even matter. The results are what matters. So let's go see what's going on. The stats are in. Remember when I said 108 people would turn up? We had 104. So we're very close. That was our peak concurrent viewers. 234 total viewers joined us, which is solid. We've had 9 calls booked in so far, which is already 50% more than the last time we did this, which is awesome because we spent less on ads as well. And so from that, we should be on track to get a good few sales. So this has been a very productive afternoon, especially when, again, guys, the thing we pitched was like either 20 grand or 5 grand. So we need a couple of those to make it all worthwhile. So we will refine the numbers, see how the sales pan out this week, and then look at how we can make this sucker better and better. But that's how we do it. That is a raw, unfiltered look into EC marketing machine and how we do these live events. So thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one.